Talk about it.
Talk about it.
Talk about it.
Talk about it.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
Hablar de eso.
Talk about it.
Hello everybody, thank you for coming out to our show today. We do this every Monday, and this Monday's Mamikami topic is graffiti art. A lot of times we think about fine arts, and we think about museums, we think about portraits done by people, and you have to ask yourself when you walk around Chicago or New York, and you see pieces on walls, is that art? So today we have a panelist of 4 people that are going to talk to us just about that question. So I'm going to introduce them first, and then we'll go into the questions. Right to my left, we have Robert Elizalde. Next to Robert, we have Victor Lopez. Please give it a hand. Next to Victor, we have Juan Andrade. And last but not least, we have Josh Martinez. We're going to start off today with our special guest, which is Victor Lopez, who's a local artist. And I wanted to ask you, Victor, what is the history of graffiti?
As far as I know, my following of graffiti, I mean, if you want to get technical, goes way back to, let's say, the 40s. I once read a book called Drink Cultura, and this is before I thought that it came from New York. Graffiti artists is not. But it seemed to evolve out of urban areas in the Southwest. And basically, the people that were doing it as a form of expression and documenting their reality. Like, you know, so-and-so was here, or Joe loves Sally. I've seen the movement, it seems to run through with the youth everywhere. But now, as far as New York seemed to bring it to light with its movement, because as we all may know, graffiti and tagging seems to be everywhere as well throughout the country. But that's my understanding as far as graffiti art.
Josh, real quick, do you consider yourself an artist?
Yeah, because it expresses the way you feel. You know, your feelings and what you've been going through. And it's also a nerve breaker. Like, you know, you got anger problems in it. It also can help you too, because it makes you express yourself in a way that nobody else can figure out. You know?
Did you, Josh, just to continue, have you ever actually studied any art, or like is all this stuff you've picked up? Or?
Actually, yeah, I did. I studied urban art, like Christ and all that other shit.
What is that? I don't think I...
What? Urban art?
Yeah.
It's like paintings and portraits and like stuff you see like businesses sponsoring you. Stuff like that on canvases and stuff.
So I'll come over here to Robert. So real quick, Robert, why do you think graffiti is so popular with youth and in urban areas?
Mostly in the urban neighborhoods, because you know we ain't got the best qualities here as a community. You know, we don't got like the fanciest like parks or whatever. So kids don't want to they don't want to gangbang, they don't want to ruin their lives, but they want to be cool or whatever. But graffiti, it's just something you could pick up and and you could relate to other people, and you add on and learn and keep on progressing and to become an artist or whatever, because everyone starts off at that small point. So the reason why it's probably so popular is because it's everywhere. You could be from right here from the south side and go to the north side, you'll still see tags, maybe from the same person too. So you want to do that yourself. You want to be like, hey, how'd that guy get up there? How did he get his tags over here? So you're gonna want to go ahead and try to be like that person, or at least try to do something better.
A second question, real quick. Do you think there's a difference between graffiti and tagging, or are they sort of the same thing? Or?
Well, yeah, I think there's a big difference, because like tag, it's just a tag, just simple letters, somebody wrote like on a street pole or like on a door or something. And like graffiti, well, like that's like going beyond the marker and stepping up to like a spray can, or actually going out there and tearing stuff up, bombing, that whole thing. Like, it's a big difference between, you know, you just walk up to a street pole, boom, you bust your tag, that's it, that's tagging. But like graffiti, like going all out, like, you know, bombing, that's something else, that's a whole different level.
And this question for Victor, if graffiti is a form of art, and I think that it can be, why don't you think we see it in fine art museums?
Well, actually, graffiti has been displayed in art museums out on the East Coast. I'm going back maybe 15, 20 years ago. There was a gentleman who used to host a show called MTV Raps, MTV Raps, Fat Five Freddy, who was a graffiti artist. And he was more or less the spokesman on the movement, on the hip hop culture. He elevated himself from the urban area through his art. He's done gallery showings as well as other graffiti and taggers. But you don't hear much about it though. I mean, most of what you hear about graffiti or tagging is, you know, in urban areas. When it becomes vandalism, you hear it on the news. I think there needs to be more of an awareness. Chicago, there seems to be, I mean, just going down Western Avenue, seeing this wall right here. It's kind of a reminder of it. But yeah, what was the question again?
My question is, why don't we see it in fine arts museums?
Oh, well, like I said, it was in New York. I don't know. I mean, there seems to be, from some people, some stigmatism that comes with graffiti art. I think it's beautiful. I mean, it's just an extension of, like Joshua was saying, you know, expressing who he is, and it being a form of art, you know, expresses our reality, you know, and you know, it could be something beautiful, a mosaic, something very colorful, or something for you to just sit there and ponder. Because I look at that mural, right, I mean, at that wall right there on Western Avenue every time I go down there, and I'm just in awe. You know, I wish I could do that. You know, my origins didn't start with graffiti or tagging. I used to draw on that. I've seen in some galleries extensions of graffiti artists. Like graffiti artists, not so much switching their styles, but their art incorporating graffiti art. So the more the merrier.
Juan, why do you think tagging or graffiti is seen as vandalism, and do you think that has to be true?
Well, no, because it's not considered vandalism, because depending if we want a wall and you have to own it for it and he allows you to do it, it's not vandalism because you got permission. You know, on some walls it is. It's not, it all depends where you do it, you know. It all depends on which wall or where you tag it at, you know.
Okay, Josh, sort of the same question to you, but I guess more specific. You know, in school sometimes we'll see tags of students on tables, on walls, and I guess my question is, why would you tag to represent but yet not identify yourself?
Can you rephrase that question?
I guess, you know, a lot of times when I think about tagging, or people tell me about tagging, is to represent yourself, right? Like in the 60s, it could have been gangs or like some political movement or something, right? But now it's more just like a crew or who you are or whatever. But why would people tag to represent but then be anonymous at the same time or not want to be caught?
They're scary. Because if you're gonna throw your crew up, man, you know, you gotta represent yourself so they know who did it. You know, so you could be known as, oh yeah, I bombed that shit.
So you think that's just some people are like that, some people?
Yeah, because some people, they be like, oh, I just got the crew up. That means they're not really down for it. You know, that they're whack.
Okay. Do any of you guys have any other comments on the vandalism piece or anything that you have thought?
I don't consider it vandalism.
No?
It depends on how you do it. Like if you do some stupid shit, like go onto a police car, yeah.
Or yeah, you know, if you tag on someone's front door or something, you know. But yeah.
Great. Well, it's about time for us to take a break. But when we come back, we'll be taking questions from the audience. So please join us when we come right back.